Mike from MPC Stuff. We're just going to roll through the warehouse real quick. We just got our new MPC Force in. So now we're going to do an unboxing and show you what we can do with the MPC Force. And MPC Stuff, as you always know, we're going to be doing stuff with it.
All right, so now that we have our Akai Force here, production studio, we're going to go ahead here and open up the box and show you everything about it. Let's get a little dimensions on it so you can kind of get an idea how big it is, the size, the features, the weight, and we're going to push some buttons on it and let you know a little bit about what it's all about. All right, so we got our Force here. We're going to open up the box, see what we got. This is our first shipment of them at MPC Stuff, so we have quite a few of them ready to sell. All right, open it up. Just like anything, it's just electronics in a box. It feels nice and heavy. That could be good or bad depending on what you're looking to do with it. If you want to hoard it around a little bit, it might make it a little bit harder. It isn't battery powered like the MPC Live, so it does have to be plugged in. We have our instructions. It looks just basically a quick start. Here it seems like there's some type of screws, so I haven't looked at the back of it. I assume we could put a hard drive in it, and that's what those screws are for. If that is the case at MPC Stuff, we definitely will be selling these. It's also a screen cleaning thing in there. Then we have our power cord. Power cord looks like a regular computer type power cord, so that's good. If you lose it, I'm sure you have a bunch of these laying around if you have other musical instruments. We also sell them at MPC Stuff for the regular MPCs because it's similar. Now I'm going to get the unit out. It does feel pretty well built. It's heavy. Now we have it out, so we're going to kind of go ahead and check out the way the buttons and everything, they feel nice. The main thing that I'm looking at here is a lot of these are the same. This feels like this is the same one that they have on the MPC Live. The fader feels pretty good. It goes back and forth pretty freely. All the buttons have a click to them. A lot of the buttons, on certain units, they don't actually click, so sometimes it's hard to tell if you've pressed them or not. It looks like they went a different route with the cursor compared to the original MPCs, but it's a lot bigger. It seems like it'd be easier to navigate. These knobs are all 360-degree knobs. It has touch capability on each one. The pads are different where they don't click, which is the way I would like it. I think most people will enjoy that, where they're not actually having a click pattern like these do on the other sides. We have all these here. It looks like you have your headphone out on the front. It's just a regular 1/4 inch, not an 1/8 inch. And then we have our Q mix and this, and which is nice is the SD card slot is right on the front here. That way if you want to record anything to SD or load any samples, you have it directly there. Our touchscreen's pretty big. It has a screen protector on it from the start. We'll also have them at MPC Stuff as well, in case you want one thicker. On the back side, it looks like you have the regular USB going in, then you have 2 other USBs that you can put out to other things. What's interesting about this is it has an Ethernet link cable, which will come in handy, I think, for DJs more than anything. A lot of the Pioneer units and things like that will use an Ethernet link. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really done my research on what that's going to work with the Force, but it is nice to see it there. We have our inputs here in the middle, and it says line, instrument. You also have all the gain on each one over here, just directly on the back side, which is nice. It has 4 outputs. It looks like it has just the master ones, right and left, and then it looks like it gives you a few others out. Then we have the gate. We have MIDI control, which looks like those will come out of, which I don't see included at this point. Oh, here they are. They're actually included as well. The MIDIs will come out through a small headphone type cable, and that's how it'll go to MIDI rather than having the big MIDI things on the back. So if you're worried that it doesn't have MIDI, it does. You will just have to use an output cable for it. So everything else looks pretty good. It looks like we have a ground screw here to ground it, but the unit itself feels pretty heavy. We're going to go ahead and weigh it. I know they have the weights online, but I'd like to actually get a weight on it to make sure that everything is right, and that's what they say. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn it on. Unfortunately, it just takes a regular cable, so... Well, I was wrong. The cable is here, so the regular cable looks like then it will go to a box. I thought that was a bit strange when I noticed it. Sorry about that for the information. Hopefully you watched this whole video. so you will know it needs this here. It is nice though that still it's not a proprietary cable going into the box. This clearly looks like it's a proprietary cable through Akai, the actual thing here. Alright, so let's get this plugged in here. See what we get when we first turn it on. Alright, now we're going to fire it up here. Power button's on the left-hand side. Looks like it's going to give us some sort of light sequence when we first get it on. And now it looks like straight off the bat we have some sort of just original presets we can kind of go with, or we can actually just set it up. If it's like the MPCs, I'm assuming it's also going to give us some sort of a preset that'll actually play directly, where you actually have to kind of delete it to use it. Sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like this is already preset, so you'll have your sounds and whatnot that you can go with. Right now it's just going to play that sample, so if we hit play, let's give it some, let's hit stop. Yeah, right now it'll play through the samples. I'm not sure if I have to turn up the headphones on here. Yeah, right now it's just playing. You can kind of go and add. And as you can see, these all light up. It's harder to see when you're working with cell phones these days how it actually lights up, because it's going to give a little bit of a look in the camera that I'm using that these are kind of coming down, but that's really not the case in reality. These ones are the only ones that are actually looking like they're lighting up, so that's kind of something that's going to throw you off a little bit about the video. But you have each thing, all your launch points. Yeah, it's a solid built unit. Everything feels real nice on it. Now we're just gonna go get a weight on it to kind of give you the idea. When you're looking at my hand, you can kind of see the size of the whole thing. It's just pretty normal here. It does feel really, I mean, it's quite heavy, so it's one thing you're gonna have to be aware of, is getting the right thing to carry it around if that is the type of thing that you do plan on doing. So this is basically the Akai Force. They're available at mpcstuff. We'll also have skins for them, all types of knobs, tons of upgrades for these things, but we just wanted to kind of get an unboxing video to show the new Akai Force unit. Alright, so now we're going to just throw it on the scale real quick. Like I said, you could probably look it up, but I just kind of want to check for sure. We'll put it on our scale that we use for the packages. It's showing the unit weighs 8 pounds, 12 ounces. Which is pretty decent. I mean, it's heavy, but at the same time, you could still put it in a bag and carry it around if need be. I appreciate you watching our video. Come get your Akai Forces at mpcstuff.com, along with any spare parts and accessories.